Costume swappers. There we go.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tesla Life number 286. Here we are on the 21st of December, 2022. Casey's got his electrifying sweater on, and I've got a Chevy Chase hat.
And we got a new first in the chat. We've got Bruno Alves and then Mike Avalia. I've messed up everybody's last name today.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome. So yeah, we've got a fun list of stories tonight. First of all, you'll notice that we're missing one person. Patrick has not been able to join us because he's getting ready for the best holiday of the year, which in his household, of course, is Festivus, which is the day before Christmas Eve. So Patrick's getting ready, getting warmed up for the feats of strength on Festivus, which is part of the tradition. So we'll see Patrick next time. But thanks, everyone, for joining us. And Casey joins us from his undisclosed location at a foot of a bed. How are you today, sir?
Doing pretty well today.
Excellent.
It was chilly here. I imagine that you guys were frozen because we were literally frozen.
Yeah, we got a cold front that's moving in, and it's going to hit us right over Christmas Eve and Christmas. So people that are traveling, it's going to be some trouble in Southern Ontario. But hopefully, if you have a chance to leave early, do so.
All right.
Get on the road.
And then, be careful out there. All these different viruses are out there running amok.
Exactly. So we got a bunch of stories. The story mill never closes at Tesla, as you well know. And Casey's going to start us off with the first one, which is about a price drop, which is always nice to hear.
Yeah. So but before we talk about the price drop, Tesla redesigned their gift card. It looks like this, but it's in black and white. Like literally, let me show you the picture of this gift card here.
So you're saying they've dressed their gift card up in a sweater?
Yes. Look, actually, I would have bought it in black. Yes. The other thing they did was we talked recently about how they had lowered the price of the Tesla wall connector and the J1772 connector. They did it again. So the the NACS connector is now $350 at Tesla and at Best Buy. The J1772 did not see a similar price drop that I could sell.
Okay, so so Best Buy followed Tesla's lead, and they're both at $350 US at this point.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that'll be interesting, and that, of course, is the Generation 3 with a 24-foot cord.
Correct, and it can do up to 48 amps, which is the max that the new cars can do.
Max that the new cars can do, anyways. So
right. Although I'm really hoping that Cybertruck and Semi can do. Well, if the Semi can even do level 2 charging, I'm hoping they both can do 80 amps, which is the maximum of AC charging on NACS and J1772.
Right, and was that the old max for the Model S too?
Yes, it was for the Model S with the dual 10 kilowatt chargers. You can get 100 amps, 100 amp breaker, 80 amps out of it, and with my Model X, I can get 72 amps out of it. So, like, almost as good, like 19.2 kilowatts, something like that.
Yeah, that's a fair amount of charging. I remember when I got mine and I looked at the chart, I didn't even go up to the full breaker amount because I said, 50 amp is fine. It'll be fine. Charging at 40, that's great. Works for me.
So my understanding is the Canadians are the reason why either we are limited to 48 amps or the shorter cable.
Sure, pin it on us. Yeah, right.
It was your electrical code, not ours. Ours is like, do what you want. Electrocute yourselves.
Yeah.
Have good insurance. Yours is like, oh no, we're the insurance. We're not paying for that crap.
Come on, let's be safety conscious here. Let's not just let people plug whatever they want in and charge however much they want. That's right. Definitely the Canadians have got the right thought there. We don't need.
Well, if it's a matter of the cable
down,
I'm hoping they could just give us the more amps on the shorter cable. I'm fine with that. It's only 4 feet, but if it's the amperage, I'm hoping they can just make a US spec because Because if the Cybertruck is anywhere near what the Hummer is at 200 kilowatts,
Yeah.
and if the semi-truck has any AC charging capability, can you imagine how long they would take to charge at 48 amps?
Yeah, it's going to be a while. And that,
even the Ford Lightning's an 80 amp truck.
that's already a complaint with the Rivians that are out there. Some people
Yeah.
are saying the home charging is not enough because, of course, the battery is so much larger in these
Huge.
trucks compared to the 75 kilowatts that most are used to.
Exactly.
So
there we go. We got everybody in the house today.
Next, let's move on to new factory announcement in Mexico. This is
announced or
interesting.
rumored announced?
Yeah, this is a rumor. It's been bubbling for some time now. We did see pictures of Elon in Mexico previously, speaking to local dignitaries of the area.
And they got their express lane.
And this is the same Mexican state that provided Tesla express lanes for Tesla suppliers to get across the border in a timely fashion. This location is approximately 2 hours from current Giga Texas by road. And that's the weird thing about this. If you were going to build another Tesla factory, I'm not sure what the reasoning would be to have it so close to the Texas factory. What do you think it is, Casey?
Labor costs and also sourcing. So if you can, depending on how everything's worded in the IRA, is the IRA right? Yeah. If putting the sub-assemblies together in Mexico makes them count, even though they are built from the Chinese cars, that's 2 lower labor regions, and then hop it across the border and get full tax credit for it.
But wouldn't you think from a standpoint of servicing their customers, it would be more wise to build it in a northeastern state or Ontario, where the location would be close to markets?
Well, I imagine if they are doing some underhanded sourcing tricks, that Canada's not going to fall for it either. So you could do it in Mexico, and you guys aren't that much cheaper than us for labor.
No, we'd be the same amount for labor, if not a little bit more expensive.
Yeah. So I don't know that it's going to be a gigafactory. I think it's going to be like Tilburg was, like it's an assembly facility. They've got something going on there, like maybe like a parts depot. They get something ready to go, and then it just bolts in at the other gigafactory when it crosses the border.
Yeah, and they've been pushing on this rumor that Tesla's going to announce like this week or next, just before the beginning of the new year. So we'll have to keep our eyes open for this through the week coming. And of course, if you want to keep up with the news, just subscribe to our Twitter feed at the Tesla Life or our Facebook feed, the Tesla Life #1, and we'll definitely report upon it when we find it. So you can be the first to know.
So Tilburg was closed when the shortly after the Model 3 came out, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that one was making Model S's and for a little bit Model X's, and it was just assembling them from kits. That way they would qualify for the British tax break. And then the British decided they were going to do something different with
Brexit.
Their whole economy. So Tilburg was no longer necessary.
That whole thing went sideways quick. So
it did. It did.
Yeah, I don't think the British have it sorted out yet. So
no, I doubt it. So I don't have a feeling that whatever this is, if it comes to be, I don't have a feeling it's going to be a gigafactory.
So you think it's going to be just assembly or major supply that's going to be pushed through Mexico and help them with accounting?
Yeah, use their express lane for a little bit more, justify it.
Yeah,
through the border. The other part of it is kind of political. Like you've got all these countries and states that are vying for the next gigafactory. You've got South Korea, you've got Canada, and you've got more U.S. states. It would be kind of a slap in the face to put the next gigafactory in North America in Mexico when they weren't even in the running.
Could be. So there's a lot of speculation on this. We'll have to see what the announcement is, if the announcement actually happens in the time frame that most are saying it will. So who knows? But look for that decision, son. Hopefully within a week or so.
I wonder if it's even Tesla. Remember, Panasonic is going to be expanding operations in North America as well for 2170s and 4680s.
Right. Yeah, more battery plants. Yeah, and having that diversification where you've got different plants, that certainly would make sense if it was a supplier plant that it's only within a couple hours from the actual main plant where everything's
less chance for the tractors to get shot up, like that one that Elon likes to tell us about.
Yeah, exactly. So it gives these suppliers the ability to run those parts in quickly and have just-in-time deliveries, which helps Tesla with not only the storage, but the keeping up to schedule with the car manufacturer production that they have in mind. Next story. Texas gets approval for Texas to become an electricity supplier or provider
or power company
people in Texas. And of course, we've talked about this for some time. We know about Tesla setting up a number of different power walls with homes in Texas. We know about the installation of a new Tesla Megapack location that was just outside of Austin. And we know that Tesla has been pushing this further and further. Whenever they get into a market in Europe, they're looking for these type of abilities as well. So right here on the Tesla website, as Casey is showing, they're talking about the ability to sign up for Tesla Electric. And you too can receive subsidies for putting your power walls onto the Tesla electric system. So, of course, you're able to use the app that we're all familiar with, and it will also give you the ability to see different others that are involved with the program around you, and you get to see the stats of what's been taking out from your particular system, put into the grid. And of course, you get paid for the time that your device is being used. So this is fantastic. Certainly for Tesla, it makes a lot of sense that they've got all these users out there, hundreds of thousands of users that have their product, and being able to link them all to a common cause and become that peaker plant, a virtual peaker plant in the state. That, of course, they'll be paid for the use of this energy when it's in short supply. So it makes complete sense. It's something that's going to be, something that Tesla will most likely will expand everywhere they can. Everywhere. This is something that we've seen already happen in Europe and some European states, and this is just what's coming. I can definitely see this rolling out to all states because Tesla has the ability with their auto bidder software to be able to switch on and off in microseconds, pull from hundreds, if not thousands of customers at the same time to support a grid in a certain area and eliminate the need for that utility to fire up a peaker plant, which costs a large amount of money just to fire on and off every once in a while when that peak power is required. So we can definitely see that this is going to be it's going to be some big changes in Texas for those power companies when they're able to turn on and off switch immediately and not have to fire up a natural gas plant.
Yeah. And then this is also something that I've been hammering home for a while now is getting the auto bidder software to the home users. And this does that without all the extra complication. It's all set it and forget it. With the auto bidder, you got to set in your price limits and all this and that. You can still set in your threshold, like, hey, don't tear my Powerwall up for less than 30 cents a kilowatt hour. And you can put that in the Tesla app, and it'll take care of that for you. And when you have high power costs, it will go through and it'll coast like Patrick likes to do manually with his. It'll coast over that high power cost and run on your solar and your Powerwall. But you only need two things for this program. You need a Powerwall, and you need to be in an area of Texas that has electric choice, which means you get to pick your utility. Which, as we saw during the last Texas grid situation, it bit a lot of people in the butt. But at least if Tesla was your energy provider, you would actually make out like a bandit instead of some other power company, which would have been cool. The other thing it does is when you are looking at a situation where, like, say, it's been too cloudy or the electricity cost is super low, what they will do is they'll source your electricity from wind and solar in Texas where possible, but if not in Texas, some places connected to Texas, which isn't much, and they'll make sure that you are 100% zero footprint as far as fossil power production, and they'll make you a little bit of a profit, which is nice.
Now, this, of course, this part that I'm about to say, it hasn't been announced at all. But can you imagine if Tesla could do this with their cars as well?
Yeah.
So, and I don't know, it kind of goes against what Tesla's doing, right? Because they are producing a Powerwall that they're selling separately, happily to people that put it in their homes. But a car is basically what, 4 or 5 Powerwalls in your
Minimum.
car's battery?
Minimum.
So having that sitting in your driveway or in your garage and plugged into the power system, man, that would be sweet, because your car could benefit you as basically 5 Powerwalls, and you could be getting paid for the energy pulled from that car. Now, of course,
that'd be cool if they did that and they said, hey, you have to have at least 1 Powerwall at home. Okay, that's fair. But I don't need 9 Powerwalls when I've got a Cybertruck sitting out front.
Yeah, because that would allow the consumer to participate, and of course, it would allow Tesla to draw from a lot more vehicles immediately, as opposed to the sale of Powerwalls, because there's not going to be too many people that line up, 6 Powerwalls in their garage.
Right.
They might have 1, they might have 2. That'll be the typical purchase.
Up to 4 is normal. A friend of mine interviewed a guy who's got the max. I think he's got 9 Powerwalls in his townhouse garage. But that's a special case right there.
And of course, his garage hums all night long.
All night long. When the pumps start going, you can hear it.
There's a little bit of a green glow from the garage.
Yeah, it looks like aliens have invaded his garage because of the way the light pulses up. So for those of you that have been around for a while, you might remember the controversy of whether the Model 3 or the new S and X had bidirectional power. And we determined that they don't have bidirectional AC power. However, every supercharger-equipped car can take DC in and out. Not that we have any DC EVSEs at home. With the right firmware, they could open the contactors and draw power out of the car. I think it was Jason Hughes actually did an experiment where he made the car think he was putting in electricity when he was taking it out, and he had to do it at a certain rate so that the sanity checks didn't fail, and then just cut the battery off. Exactly. Yeah. So he's proven it can be done with old Teslas. So that's just a matter of.
This is not out there yet, but it's something may be heading. So keep an eye on it. We'll see as Tesla starts to expand this into other counties, other states, other areas of the world. We'll see if this trend continues, which we believe it will. Next, Casey's got a story about Tesla sweetening the deal.
Let me alter it further. But the other way. Okay, so we talked about how in the U.S., Tesla's giving you $3,750 if you purchase an in-stock car, and similar sort of deal in China and Europe.
Now 4,000 pounds. Yeah.
Yes, 4,000 pounds or whatever the yuan was.
Yeah.
Yep, and then the euros, and then in North America, if you purchase an in-stock car, Model 3, Model Y, they will give you 10,000 supercharger credits, 10,000 supercharger mile credits.
Miles.
Yes. If you get your car by the end of the year. So before that ball drops, come on down, get yourself 10,000 free supercharger miles and your $3,750.
Yeah, they're sweetening the pot. They want people to take these cars, and there must be a bit of a glut because of the coming tax credit changes that happen January the 1st. Right. So there must be some sort of glut or people holding off the purchase. They're using their one delay tactic to push them into the new year. That kind of thing must be going on quite a bit, and I can understand why. You've got a large incentive that most believe they can qualify for, and it's new rules. Tesla hasn't had a tax incentive now for quite some time. So being able to wait and get that $7,500 is a big benefit for someone that's picking up a car, and having to wait a few weeks is not much of a problem if you're going to pick up $7,500 for doing so.
Yep. They also, you can't buy a Model 3 Model 3 long range custom order anymore for now. Kind of just pushing you into the deal.
Yeah.
And let me see what other cars that is. Let's try it on the Model Y. Oops, not buy now. I want custom order. And the other thing to remember with that is that some of these cars don't actually qualify for the program.
Right.
If you option your Model Y up too high, or especially with the Model 3, it's a lot harder to hit that target because it's for the sedans, it just doesn't go as high as it does for the SUVs. All right, so it lets me do both the Model Y long range and Model Y performance. And let me try real quick the refresh cars, the Model S and Model X. Let's do a custom order on them. And it looks like so far it's just the Model 3 long range that you can't custom order at the moment, because they've got enough of them available in all the colors, all the interiors, and all the wheels. Plus, we'll sweeten the deal if you take the wheels you don't want or the interior you don't want.
Might be worth 10,000 free Supercharger miles.
I'm noticing that all the custom orders for performances are available in December, but the Model X long range isn't available till March to June. But the other thing to remember is if you do choose custom order, you might still get a car that just matches your spec from stock, but you won't get the credits. You won't get the Supercharger miles, and you won't get the 3750. So what you want to do, go to Tesla.com, pick your car, pick buy now, and then when you pick buy now, you're going to search for what you want, and then you're going to order that. But if you don't see what you want, it's worth talking to your local Tesla sales rep, either via chat, or if you have a nearby store or gallery, and they can find some others. You will have to pay a transportation fee sometimes, but they'll get you what you're looking for, and then you still get to take advantage of it.
And they're motivated.
They are.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, with the cars that are in stock, if they've been in stock for any length of time, not any length of time, but like for a long while, they give you an age discount. If it was involved in any sort of demo program or showroom floor model, you get we still get the age discount, but you also get a mileage discount. And if it's just got way too many miles for a stock car that wasn't one of those two categories and wasn't a loaner, the loaner would be used, and it wasn't a demo car for any reason, then you also get money off for the mileage in the car as well. If it's just it's way too many miles.
Yeah. So check it out. If you wanted to pull the trigger, there's some more incentive to do so. So think about it. Next story, Giga Texas, and the IDRA boxes have started to arrive. And we know this because a drone went up to the window of Gigafactory Texas and pointed its camera through the big window, and you could see the boxes being unloaded.
Yeah, this is what people are afraid of with drones, is them looking through the window. But see, look how bad this looks with a giant window. So it's not going to show you anything through your personal window.
I have a feeling the windows are there on purpose just to allow the drones to see this.
Why do you think they're so clean and so big?
Yeah, exactly.
With great lighting. So you can see it says IDRA right there. And they were on the other side of the wall last week, and I thought they were going to punch a wall out and put them in there, but I guess they have a nice loading bay if it's through.
Yeah, hopefully they planned that after building a brand new factory. They figured that out before they did that.
Right, and apparently it didn't take that long to get from Austin or to Houston, from Houston to Austin, but part of it was they were waiting for the foundation to cure. So now that that's happened,
there were no rush, because you gotta have a solid foundation for a 9,000-ton press, right?
Yes, tons, not pounds, tons.
Yes, indeed. So it started to arrive. So great news for Cybertruck fans. The first trucks are in sight now with the actual pressing equipment that has arrived and is starting to be assembled inside of Giga Texas. So fantastic news. Great to hear. Always love to hear the additional news about Cybertruck production.
And then there's a rumor that there's another drone shot of a bunch of batteries above the lunchroom in Gigafactory, Texas. They're all appear to be 4680 packs, and they're just piling up on that whole floor. And are they for Model Y? Are they for Cybertruck?
They're stocking again, right?
Yeah. And then somebody said that somebody said that because they're not making any smoke out of their exhaust of the 4680 part of the plant, that these must be coming from Cato and elsewhere. But who cares where they're coming from? They're stockpiling what appear to be 4680s.
Just getting ready. And of course, we know that they've been working with the 4680s to get everything, I guess, gelled together. They've got a number of hurdles that they've had to clear with the 4680. It's not on time, but of course they're adjusting as they're going along. They still got a line of standard range Model Ys that are leaving with the 4680s from Giga Texas. And of course, they're monitoring the situation all the time. But we know that the Cybertruck needs the 4680s. There's no doubt when it comes to the cost of the vehicle and, of course, how big the battery pack is. They need the 4680s to be in it, we believe, in order to be cost effective. Now, there could still be a plan B, but that's what we understand.
Well, we do also know that they need a structural pack because of the way that the Cybertruck is assembled. And they can't pull a number like they did with the semi truck and fill it with 2170s with the traditional pack layout. One thing they can do, and I've always been saying this, is that there's nothing stopping you from making a structural pack with 2170s, except that now you've got a machine that you're going to throw away, basically, unless you can reconfigure that machine to take 4680s.
Yeah.
Because once it's in structural format, you're just loading a module into the bottom of the truck. They're a brick, so it doesn't matter what's inside the brick.
Yeah. Well, we'll keep our eye on that. Next story I wanted to touch upon was Harris Ranch.
Yeah.
Harris Ranch is a supercharger site that's between Los Angeles and San Francisco. And Harris Ranch had a good amount of superchargers. 18, I believe, was the number that they had at this location. But Harris Ranch had been undergoing a update, so an expansion to it just across. Basically, there's a bank of 18, there's a gas station, and then there's the new expansion area. But the number of expansion was the story in this. Get this. They had 80 supercharger bays being installed as the expansion. So, we do have a photo of this. Let me just get that to share here. Boom, share. And here's a shot of the Harris Ranch expansion. This is 80 superchargers being set up. So with the original ones, that'll be 96 that they will, 98 that they will have at this one supercharger site. And isn't that incredible? Coming from the Northeast, in my case, Ontario, you'd never dream of seeing that many superchargers at a single site. Like it's becoming commonplace in southwestern United States, though. There's a lot of these large chargers open up, especially along those major routes between Los Angeles, San Francisco, Los Angeles, and say Las Vegas. There's a number of these different sites that are coming online. Los Angeles and Arizona. So all these sites are starting to open up with these extra large amounts of superchargers, and just amazing to see.
Definitely.
What's the largest supercharger around you, Casey? How many
around me?
How many stalls?
Well, they've got a couple of like 20s nearby.
Yeah. But there's no 50 or 60 in your area, is there?
Not in my area, no.
Yeah. Yeah. There's nothing like that up here. But again, what's great about the Supercharger network is that Tesla controls it. They have all the data. And of course, they have the data in the first place of how many cars are sold and where those cars are sold to. So all the zip codes they have right at their fingertips, and they know how many cars are being added to the local amount of Teslas, and they can, with that data, decide where expansion is going to be required. So it's got some preemptive ability to check out and make sure that there's the proper amount.
Something else I learned regarding superchargers is that the superchargers, even though they have the NACS connector, they're still speaking the Tesla protocol. So every other vehicle is going to be speaking CCS. So not only are the Tesla cars, the new ones, bilingual for protocol,
right?
So will be the compatible superchargers. So it's not just a matter of, hey, these superchargers aren't in the Supercharger for All program. Like if you plug in with the right stuff, they won't know how to talk to your car.
Yeah.
So it couldn't start a charge even if they did put it in the app. So that's pretty.
But you could be a hindrance of other people that are waiting for that charger.
Oh, you definitely would be. Hopefully they've solved the problem where, like, when they first started coming out with the CCS superchargers in Europe, what they do is like some Volkswagens would take the Tesla CCS, they would latch on you and then get them unlatched and put away. I haven't heard of that lately, so I think they fixed that problem.
Very good, very good. Next story is our premier lead story.
Yeah.
And this is about the Tesla Semi. So we all watched the Tesla Semi delivery that happened for PepsiCo, where they received 2 units. And then we started to get rumors that there was more of these vehicles on the road.
Yeah, we were thinking 1 or 2.
Yeah. And a driver for another company, of course, who had access to the Pepsi lot in Sacramento, California.
Right.
He had noticed some of the superchargers that were built, the Megachargers were built there. They had 4 of them. But he also noticed that there happened to be more than one Pepsi truck. So we've got a photo of that we can share.
Yeah.
Let me share that. Boom, there we go.
So when we saw that, we assumed, okay, they got another 1 or 2 of them out there, right?
They got a couple Pepsi trucks at least, because we saw one of them at the reveal, but we didn't see the other one.
Right.
But unbeknownst to us, Pepsi's vice president got a news release, and he was talking about the move to sustainable transportation. And he indicated that they had been able to receive now 34 semis from Tesla, which is divided amongst PepsiCo. So it could be Frito-Lay, it could be Pepsi, it could be both.
Most of them are at Pepsi. A handful are at Frito.
And he also indicated that out of those 34, they have 100 ordered.
Yep.
The other 66 are going to be showing up at some point within 2023, so next year. But I was kind of surprised with 34, because I thought for sure if PepsiCo had received that many more vehicles, that we have seen a lot more videos of people catching them on the interstates in Southern California and Central.
We've only seen a couple of the Frito-Lay truck, and they got 36 of these things running around Southern California. Like, let's bring it on. But also the fact they could get 36 of them in less than a month.
Well, remember, we did see that drone shot of 24 trucks.
Right, but that's still larger than 24. It's 36.
Yeah. So this is even a greater amount. So this is very cool news that they're starting to roll out. I was really hoping that with that amount, maybe they would bring the second company into it, like maybe
I thought that would make more sense because then you've got all
Yeah.
these different use cases, but whatever, they're gonna do
Well,
it their
let's
way. It's their
also
business.
keep in mind that these companies have to build a megacharger typically
Right.
in a
Right.
location that they have access to, because either going to or coming back from, they're going to want that vehicle to be able to do a fast charge at different points of the day. So I guess it really depends on the routes that they would be, but I could definitely see Walmart would have the resources to do something like that immediately. So
Yeah. Plus, you know, with Pepsi and Frito, these are probably going to Walmart distribution centers anyway.
yeah, they could be. They could be.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see if we get word that another company starts to receive these, because of course Tesla is going to be ramping up between now and next year, and the year after. They want to be at, basically in 2 years from now, they want to be at 50,000 trucks a year. So that's a lot of trucks. They should be able to fulfill a lot of orders if they can start ramping up like that.
Yeah, and then they also pointed out that not quite.
Casey, you're kind of breaking up on me. Kind of broken up. You're frozen. You might have to reset. Okay. Well, we'll just move along. Casey will join us back at some point. He'll become unfrozen, hopefully. Let's see here. We've got our next story, which was about
if they don't need.
Okay, I'm back. Casey's back.
Yeah, if they don't need megawatt charging to complete their needs, why pay for the extra 350 kilowatts of source per stall if you don't need it to get your job done? And the only reason I can think that they would do that if they don't need it is if they are publicly accessible and they intend to take a cut of whatever Tesla's going to charge the other company. The other thing that came out was the Pepsi trucks, the ones hauling the drinks, are running about 100 miles, and there's controversy over this, but it looks like it's just because that's just how far apart the distribution centers are for the beverages, and they're running 425 or 475 miles on the Frito-Lay trucks, and again, that's just how far apart the distribution centers are, not the people are like, oh, well, drinks are heavier than chips, so that's why. We saw the demo with a fully loaded 82,000. Was it 82 or was it 81 for the 500?
82.
Yeah. Well, it's 82 the gross max, but I think that the demo was 81, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So unless you fill it up with that much Pepsi, then we know it can do 500 miles.
Yeah, and whether it was 81,000 of bottles or if it was rubber band, it doesn't matter. It's 81.
It doesn't matter. Weight is weight,
right?
Which weighs more, a ton of feathers or a ton of bricks?
There you go. So
it takes up more space, but they weigh the same.
Trailer would be much larger, but other than that,
yeah. Hockey Day says it was 81 on the load. Yep.
Yeah.
There we go. So I'm excited for this, and I can't wait to see who the next customer is. And then I've got some plans for semi-truck when I get my hands on one.
That'll be cool.
Yes.
Next story is about the time of year. Here we are coming into winter. Actually, the shortest day of the year is today, right? Is that
today's the solstice?
We're at the solstice. So it gets all better from here, folks. We've made it to the shortest amount of daylight in the year, and now we start spreading out.
Yes.
But there was a report about range loss in EVs in cold weather. We know this is going to be the case. It's with any battery electric vehicle. There is a range loss when it comes to winter. It's much more severe than it is, of course, in the summer. You can lose, depending on how you use your radiant heat, anywhere between 20% up to 50%, depending on how you're using it. But this report was looking at all different EV models and how much range they actually use through the winter in different coldness temperatures. And Tesla came out the best. They lost the least amount of extra energy to be used during a winter season. So,
well, there was the Jaguar I-Pace at just 3% range loss, but that sample is really small.
Yeah, that's not that. There's no way that it lost just that little.
I was reading from a Jaguar I-Pace owner who says it should be right around 15%. So, on par with the Teslas.
So
maybe.
It's again, people that aren't used to EVs will have wildly different range losses in winter, because a lot of people don't understand that if you have one of these cars, there's a different way to warm it up. The heat seaters, sorry, the heat in the seats is going to give you a much less consumption, but it warms your body up quickly. With it on your butt and your back, it's something that of course can be quicker. And of course the steering wheel, and then applying moderate heat to the cabin of the car will keep most people happily toasty as they drive on their way. If you've just
Don't you know, Mark, everybody needs to go 500 miles in the snow at 20 over the speed limit and haul in a maxed out trailer and all the lights on.
You sound like these people in these articles, Casey. Yes, exactly.
And I need to be able to do it with just 2-minute stops.
I always drive in the winter with all my windows down, so I need heat at full amount all the time.
Yes. I need the heat set to 90.
So with an electric car, you've just got to keep some of these things in mind, and it's not like you're sacrificing. It's just a change to what you may have been used to previously. So I can remember in a gasoline car that all I'd be concerned about is the fan speed. I'd always have it on max heat, and I would just turn the fan speed up and down depending on how I wanted it to be. But
because that heat was free.
Yeah, and with the electric car, it's a little bit different. You just got to.
It's not free. It takes away from your miles directly.
So keep that in mind. But Tesla came out very well in this example. So another plus. And of course, having a heat pump, as many Teslas currently do now. Some in the past did not. But my Model 3, for example, is strictly radiant heat. But I get along fine with it. Not a big deal. But having a heat pump certainly helps. If you have access to one in your car, that's a plus.
Like that Jaguar.
Exactly. Next story. Yes. Now, Casey has a channel that he does a show on Sundays.
I do.
And of course, this was announced just after Casey's show was over, because they knew that he would come out with this immediately. But we've got...
Well, let's set it up even further. So last week, Texas managed to set themselves a 3,000 cars per week record. And so I'm talking all about the Texas 3,000 cars per week. And I'm like looking over across the ocean at Berlin, and then tell them what happened, Mark.
As soon as Casey went off air, they announced that Berlin has now hit 3,000 cars Model Ys per week run rate. So I'm sure it was just a slight Casey. They knew he was going off air, but they made the announcement that Berlin has now equaled what Giga Texas had done just a few, 4 days previous to that.
Right.
So
you can't break all the news. Share some for everybody else.
Right. You got to spread it out. You got to spread out the Tesla news. So Berlin has now hit that milestone as well. And again, it continues to ramp as well. We know a third shift is going in at Giga Berlin by the end of the year, starting into the new year, where they'll now be running basically 24/7. So it's good to see that ramp continues, and the milestone of 3,000 has been reached. On to 4,000 and 5,000, I say.
Yep. And so corporate accounts, some of them now have square pictures. That's what's going on there. It's the first time I've actually seen it in action. Tesla had a round picture last time I looked. And so they did the obligatory picture. It says Giga Berlin, 3000.
Where's the 3000 written? Oh, there on the hood of that car or the windshield. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And this one says Giga Berlin, and they're excited. So you also get yellow check marks if you're a corporation, whether or not you have a circle or a square.
Circle or square? That sounds like a game show.
Does it? Well, things are changing super fast at Twitter. So
yeah, they are definitely changing. And actually, Elon's looking for a new CEO for Twitter.
Yeah, that was fun.
If you get the skills, he's looking for a new CEO, which is not a surprise. He was going to look for a new CEO anyways. But
tell us how it happened like now.
Yeah, held a Twitter poll and said, "Hey, should I leave and get a new CEO?" And they said the majority of people said yes. So Elon's moved on to looking for a new CEO.
Yes. I don't know what he thought the answer would be. Was he hoping that they would say yes and he could blame it on that, or was he thinking that that the people who booed him at Dave Chappelle's show was an oddity and that he'd be fine and then whoops.
Well, I know that after the poll ran, his next tweet was, "Well, the people have spoken," and he said something like, "Be careful, you might get what you asked for," or something along that line. So
when he said that, I was like, "Is he going to shut the thing down and take his toys home with him?"
Exactly.
This is true, Hockey Day. Hockey Day says he owns the company, CEO or not, it doesn't matter. However, when he's not CEO, maybe some of the changes will happen a little bit slower. Like on Sunday during the World Cup, we had a whole bunch of changes that went back and forth. A bunch of people got banned and unbanned with like news reporters, and then if you had like links to other social media, people couldn't see your tweets, and you couldn't post new tweets, so you got rid of the links, and then that was gone, and then Elon quit unintentionally. He put the poll up, and then people said, "Get the hell out of here."
He was voted off the island. Yes,
absolutely.
Indeed.
Yeah, he will tell them what to do, but hopefully it'll be more of a situation like with SpaceX, where you've got a grown-up at the helm. Elon's down there tinkering with the engineering, having fun, and he doesn't have to deal with the financial reports or interact with humans.
Yeah, I think Twitter would benefit from that, definitely.
Yeah.
Next story Casey's got for us out of Lathrop.
Yes, Lathrop.
What's that?
So over in Lathrop, we've got Lathrop.
Where's Derek? He should be correcting me.
That's why I'm telling you, so you don't have to. So we got more of the drone army right here, photographing the Megafactory. I would say it's a Gigafactory because it's putting out gigawatt hours of cells. The Megapack Gigafactory, and you can see these aren't shipping containers; these are Megapacks just getting ready to get shipped. I like this little grid they've got going on too.
Yeah, they line them up just like the cars in rows. I'm
also glad to see them not sitting out in a desert like they did.
Then you can see the flatbed trailers lining up to, and that red box, that red thing was a actual container pickup. So
like at the port.
At the port, exactly, same thing. So
okay, so they don't have to pick the one on the end. They can just pick it up and put it on a truck.
Just pick it up and move it wherever they want.
Yeah. There were a couple trucks in the picture too. I count 1, 2, 3 trucks ready for haul away.
Yeah,
not bad. I talked on my show about a guy who put the first off-grid Megapack at his factory. They built sustainable modular houses, and Tesla told him, "Oh, it's going to take a week to fill up from your solar," and it was full in 7 hours. And
7 hours.
7 hours. So now he's looking at actually connecting to the grid just so he can sell because right now his system shuts down 4 times a day, the solar system, because the battery is full.
Too much power.
Yeah, so if you don't have any place to put it, it's got to turn them off. And so he's like, "Well, I might as well make some of this money back."
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, I say put in some more equipment and another Megapack and just until it stops turning off. Just do that. You don't need to plug it in, but the money might be good. Anders says hello.
Hello, Anders.
Yes. Oh, we got more pictures here on the Tesla San Joaquin Valley. I believe Joseph. He's got some pictures here. Let's share what he got from the drone army. Darn it. Hang on. Oh, okay, good. It wasn't even on there yet. So I can just share the correct one. There we go. Because it just loaded up like its whole feed instead of the pictures. So there's the one we saw from the article. Look at that.
Oh, they got
Okay,
two
so
of those
these-
dock worker things.
Yeah, 2 of them. These ones must be either they're not in shipping wrap. See how these are all wrapped? You can see the vents on this one.
Yeah.
Are they for the facility? Are they for
Or
charging
they
these
just
guys?
didn't get wrapped for some reason.
They customer returns,
Yeah, someone just dropped them off.
warranty units,
Returns are at the back, my friend. Just haul it around there. Yes,
or maybe they're
indeed.
getting ready to get wrapped. Because look at these 3 look fresh and they're not wrapped yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's more coming out of the factory. This is awesome. And of course, some sprung structures.
Yep.
What's that?
That's a Tesla signature, definitely.
Yeah.
Always in a parking lot, sprung structure, or 2.
Exactly. There we go.
Very cool.
Hello,
Very
what's up?
cool. Hello.
So before the show,
how
she
are
was in a
you?
mood, but now
How are
she's
you?
back to her usual self.
Oh,
Hi.
happy baby. That's good to hear.
Yeah, happy baby. She took a nap.
Exactly.
It looks like some lines on the pillow. The mattress really looked good.
Indentations. Yes.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, we've got that's about it for tonight. So we
Yeah, we had a short show today.
A great show today. We certainly want to wish everyone out there to have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever
Yes,
you're
Happy New Year.
celebrating. We hope you enjoy yourselves for the next few days. I think we're going to be back between the Christmas and New Year's. Yeah, so
Yeah, why
we'll
not?
have a show next Wednesday. So we'll get together at that point and find what's happening in the Tesla life. But before we go, Casey, any shout outs you've got for today?
So this crazy dude is not the baby, but me, is gonna have a show on Christmas Day and New Year's Day, just because I haven't missed a show yet. Even the one when my baby was born, I didn't miss.
Wow.
30 minutes to missing it, and I didn't miss it. And then there was the moving that one. That was let's not talk about that show. It was a 3-minute no audio show, no useful audio.
It was all done in sign language, right?
Right. So I'm gonna since I don't have a reason to skip it yet. We take a couple of at the usual time at 1:10 Eastern. We're gonna go through a couple stories, and then at the end of the show, I'll go over to deal with the holiday festivities. But Moto will probably be here for at least part of it. And you can catch us at youtube.com at Casey Green, KACEY GREEN. And I think we'll have a blast. For those of you that would like to just tune in while you wait for, in between opening gifts and the evening meal or something. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. So I want to give a special shout out to those in the chat room. Thanks to Hockey Day, to Mike, Anders, who else we got in there? Breakneck, JT, Dana, and some guy named Casey. Bruno as well. Thanks everyone
Mike,
for joining us. We appreciate you being there, and we hope all of you have a fantastic Christmas and holidays. And Hockey Day, stay inside. Like I said, it's going to be cold this Christmas for sure up here in Southern Ontario. But
you know what could help this situation with this extreme climate? Maybe a future that's free from fossil fuels.
That could do it. That could definitely do it.
Because we're going to electrify all the things, baby.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Have yourselves a great holiday, and we'll talk to you in a week.
Stay positive and test negative. And we'll catch Patrick here. I don't know if he'll be on the next show, but he'll definitely be on the one after that. We'll catch you later.